video out there. Hello everyone. It's me, your teacher again, Friday. And this presentation, I'll be taking you through using Dispite. In today's video, I will be taking you through using Dispite. Yeah, those who've been following my videos, the previous video I made was all about Inspite, and in English language, almost these structures or these conjunctions are almost the same. They are almost used in the same way, but they are different. So today, in today's video, we shall be looking at the use of Dispite. Dispite as a language structure and at the same time as a conjunction. It's me, your teacher again, Friday, and in today's video I will be taking you through the use of Dispite. In a previous video we looked at Inspite, and today we shall be looking at another conjunction which is almost related to Inspite, but this one is Dispite. Yeah, that is Dispite. And when you see it quoted or in quoted or in inverted commas, or it is put into speech marks, then that means we can apply it in different ways. We can use it at the beginning, we can use it anywhere. And it's telling us that in this structure, words are the same way as used in Inspite, but for it doesn't take off. Yeah, like when we're using Inspite, we say in spite of the fact that. So here, when we're using Dispite, we don't say despite of the fact. We say despite the fact. We don't say despite of the fact. Okay, like it is in when we are using Inspite. So they are almost the same but somehow different, like we shall be seeing. Saying that in this structure they're almost the same, but here we don't use of. For example, look at example 1. It says that Mukasa married a beautiful lady, yet he is not educated. Now we're looking at two conditions. This is Mukasa, who is not educated, but and suddenly, or by God's chance, this man married an educated lady. Though he's not educated, married a beautiful one. I mean, a beautiful lady. Though he is not educated. So how do we use Dispite into this sentence? So somebody can fix Dispite in the middle of the sentence, and they write this sentence like Mukasa married a beautiful lady despite being uneducated. Mukasa married a beautiful lady despite being uneducated. So Mukasa was not educated, but he married a beautiful lady. So here in that first sentence you can see despite has been used into the middle of the sentence here. In the middle of the sentence, that is where they have applied Dispite. In the middle of the sentence, Mukasa married a beautiful lady despite being uneducated. So leaving all factors constant, that he was not educated, but he ended up marrying a beautiful lady. Another person can apply Dispite at the beginning of the sentence. Here, despite the fact that Mukasa married a beautiful lady, he is not educated. Despite the fact that Mukasa married a beautiful lady, he is not educated. So these are the two ways how you can apply Dispite into a sentence. One can choose to apply Dispite at the beginning of the sentence, and the other person can choose to apply Dispite in the middle. I mean, one can put it at the beginning, another one can put it in the middle of the sentence. That is only done when they are asked you, when the question is putting despite into inverted commas or into speech marks. There you have an option to choose where to put it. But some questions are direct and they will tell you begin despite. So in such a question, you will be forced to begin with despite. And another question might come and put use dash dash despite dash dash. That means they are requiring you to put despite into the middle of the sentence. So when you are answering questions, let it be national questions or end of term questions, please be keen with the instructions how the question states. They might ask you to put it in the middle, and another question might require you to put it at the beginning of the sentence, depending on the instructions. So in English language, each question has its own instruction. I mean, most often the rewrites or the conjunctions or the structures, each question has its own guiding instruction. So be keen when you're responding to these questions, most especially these conjunctions, these rewrites, and what you call language structures. So I have a simple activity here. And the instruction, the general instruction is, within this activity there's one general instruction, since this is an activity. But in most cases, in exams, you'll find that each question has its own guiding instruction. And here they are telling us, write the following sentences as instructed in brackets. There are some instructions into the brackets, like question 1. I was very tired. I couldn't sleep. I was very tired. I could not sleep. I'm sorry for using couldn't, but it's a contraction. So it's a short form of could not. I was very tired. I could not sleep. Another person can read it like, I was very tired. I couldn't sleep. And the question, and the instruction into the brackets tells us that they begin despite being. So here they have instructed you to begin the sentence with despite. So you are tasked, or you are asked to begin this question with despite. Question 2. The policeman was present. The thief escaped. The policeman was present. The thief escaped. Now, in this question, like I told you, we are trying to relate it with in spite. So they are telling you to use in spite of. In spite of. Remember, before making this video, the very first video I made was about in spite. And I told you they are almost applied in the same way. And this question requires you to use in spite, not despite, but in the middle of the sentence. Another question 3. It was raining heavily. We went out for a show. It was raining heavily. We went out for a show. And they're asking you into this question to begin with in spite of. In spite of. The same question was asking us to begin with, to use in spite into the middle of the sentence. And in this question, they are requiring you to use in spite at the beginning of the sentence. And question 4. She was a very beautiful girl. She has failed to get married. she was a very, she is, not was, she is a very beautiful girl. She has failed to get married. So they are requiring you to begin this sentence with despite. And another question here. Nambidu was very smart. Nambidu was very smart. She didn't impress anybody. Nambidu was very smart. She did not impress anybody. Use dash dash in spite. They're asking you to use in spite in the middle of the sentence. So that will mark the end of our today's presentation, or our today's tutorial, our today's video. Thank you for watching. I believe you've been writing down the important points, and during your free time, get a piece of paper, write down your answers. You can WhatsApp me those answers. You can also mail me. Those of you who have access to our Google Classroom, please submit to the Google Classroom, and I'll be able to see your responses, and I will grade them or mark them, and I will submit back your responses or your answers. And those who are watching via YouTube, please remember to subscribe. In fact, before watching, first subscribe, like, and you can even share to your friends. The parents watching this video, please share with your friends. Let's help our children. Let's help our children of this nation to learn this language and pass this subject, just in case they come across exams. I've been your teacher Friday, and with that I sign out.